Dear friends from the media, think tank scholars, and association leaders, good afternoon. Welcome to the briefing on the outcomes of the Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation held by the Chinese Embassy. From 4th to 6th September, the FOCAC Summit with the theme of joining hands to advance modernization and build a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future was successfully held in Beijing. The conference achieved a series of fruitful results. President Akufo-Addo led the Gamin delegation to Beijing and held a bilateral meeting with President Xi Jinping, joining a blueprint for the future development of China-Ghana relations. Ambassador His Excellency Tong Defa accompanied President Akufo-Addo to attend the summit in Beijing and visit Shenzhen. Today, Ambassador Tong will communicate with distinguished guests on the outcomes of the FOCAC Beijing Summit and President Akufo-Addo's visit to China, and will also accept questions from journalists. Now, let's welcome Ambassador Tong to give a briefing.
So, dear friends from media, dear friends from think tank, Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to my residence. Actually, this is the first time I meet media friends since I came here last month. And as I just mingled with your guys earlier, a few minutes earlier, I feel very honored to be positioned as an ambassador here. A lot of things happening between China and Ghana, between China and Africa in general. And I think I am be hosted here at the right time, at the right place. So this is the first time actually I meet with media friends, and I personally believe this shall not be the last time. So I believe I can meet with you guys quite often here in Ghana, and I'm expecting you guys treat me well as you treat my predecessors. They informed me that you guys are focusing on China-Ghana relations, on China-African relations. So I highly expected get your support during my tenure here. Of course, I will try my every energy to devote myself to promote bilateral relations. So this is the opening remarks. And as everyone knows that last week there's a big event happening between China and Africa. There's the Beijing Summit for New Rwanda and FOCAC. And Honorable President, His Excellency Akufo-Addo also visited China, and I was honored to accompany him during his visit. So I may take this chance, first of all, to brief you about the event itself in Beijing and also the outcome of your present visit to China. And I personally believe I'm more, I have more burdens to fulfill, to implement agreement reached by two presidents, and also to implement the outcomes of the FOCAC summit in Beijing. There are a lot of things happening. So first I will give you a brief idea about the FOCAC. So this year's FOCAC, which happened between 4th and 6th September in Beijing, leaders from all 53 African countries attended, of course, which have diplomatic relations. There's only one country. Without diplomatic relations, you don't know which country. And His Excellency President Akufo-Addo attended, and also Chairperson of the African Union, and also Secretary General of the United Nations. Actually, this event is the most important diplomatic event this year happened in China, and also the largest scale event hosted by China in recent years. So it's another friendly gathering of the big China-African family in Beijing after 6 years to celebrate friendship and chart a course for the future, which is of great significance and influence. So I would like to share with you the outcomes of this summit. First of all, I'd like to brief you about the recent achievements between China and Africa in general. So before we come to the summit itself. As the Chinese saying goes, a lock does not make a mention, and a river cannot fill the ocean. The unbreakable friendship and fraternity between China and Africa is rooted, of course you know, in the decades of side-by-side struggle against imperialism, colonialism, and hegemony, and in our joint efforts in the past towards development and modernization. You know the history. In October 1971, the 26th session of the United Nations General Assembly adopted Resolution 2758, which restored the seat and lawful rights of the government of the People's Republic of China, and it settled once and for all the issue of the representation of the whole of China, including Taiwan, in the United Nations. Former President John Kufuor, then the Deputy Foreign Minister of Ghana, cast the valuable vote of support on behalf of Ghanaian government. The Chairman Mao Zedong once said, it was our fellow developing countries, particularly African countries, that carried PRC into the United Nations. the world carry aptly captures the profound friendship between China and developing countries, especially African countries. It is this historical